Daily Mail now, Josh. It sounds like our entire society is no longer fit for purpose and needs to be abolished.
Well, certainly in Scotland, but the Chief Constable who had admitted police Scotland is institutionally racist and discriminatory, now says racism is endemic across the whole of society. So it sounds like someone has done a little critical race theory training,
right,
and is really taking it to heart. This person, Sir Ian Livingstone, so he must have written all of those fantasy choose-your-own-adventure books, and then he went off to be the head of Scotland. There's a little joke there for any geeks. And now he's a Chief Constable, and he's basically about to retire. So he's just going, essentially, you're racist! See ya! Bye! And now he's sort of... And so his officers are very upset with him. Look, there is racism and misogyny. These things do exist within our society, but there's a massive difference between the endemic nature of it than which is what he's saying.
It's not for him to talk about society generally, is it? Yeah. There's a group of people whom he represents, and it's his job. It's been his job in order to try and keep order, and he should focus on that, really. But even then, I find it a little bit alarming that he wants to sort of squash canteen banter and so on. I don't know. I mean, it's not that I want people to be racist in the canteen, but equally, whatever measures they take to reduce that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've worked in the public sector, and when you have this sort of this cloying feeling, this sort of 1984 feeling that you're being watched, and HR making notes, and you could get reported for a joke. It makes it a horrible place.
Yeah, that's why you came here, right?
Quite often you probably can't do it here either. I don't think anybody in Britain can have any sort of banter at all anymore. It's ridiculous. And 99% of workplace banter is it's good-natured, it's good-humoured, it's not meant to cause any harm or anything like that. If you're working the police or the ambulance service or whatever, you've got this sort of gallows humour. So to say, just before he retires, it's the sort of strategy of, farting before you get out of the lift to, then, leave everybody in the lift with that to deal with.
The question, like anything else, you have to back it up with numbers, don't you? If you can demonstrate there are demographic inequalities or whatever, that more black people are dying in custody, or indeed more black officers are leaving before their contract is up because that kind of thing.
Well, we've seen that, but then it doesn't. That doesn't represent, how many are being arrested and for what reason. So
it always requires detailed reading. Yeah. We'll stay with crime, and knife crime now, in fact, Leo. A Labour MP knows your mum and she knows where you live. This is in The Guardian.
So a rising figure in the Labour Party is threatening to evict families if their children do not inform on people who commit knife crime. Luckily, my mum, she just rented a house and then bought a house. She didn't go to the council and become... then have to do whatever they said. But Darren Rodwell, he says the council will start looking at tenancy agreements if children and families refuse to speak out. And this is part of Labour looking tough on crime. So we've also seen the Shadow Justice Secretary, Steve Reid, saying he's going to fine the parents of children involved in antisocial behaviour. I don't know if that'll be offset by the stuff they're nicking. And the Shadow Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, has said Labour would deliver 13,000 additional police officers, and Labour is the party of law and order.
Well, what do you think, Josh? I can remember various other initiatives where they've tried to blackmail parents into, making sure their kids... you know what I mean? Anytime anyone tries to leverage the kids, it doesn't usually end well, to be honest.
No, it doesn't, but knife crime is a huge problem, and particularly in London, which is one of the largest... places where it happens, but this idea that how it's practically they're going to apply this doesn't make any sense. Like, they're saying if parents knew of a crime, like, how do you prove that sort of thing? It could be used by the parents if they want to get a new flat or a new house. They could be like, wait a minute, there's black mold over there. Wait a minute, hey, tell them about that thing, and then we can move. And they also sort of say they're
sort of supergrass leasing.
Yeah, exactly. And they're also talking about police protection and whatnot. So it could be like, move us up to.
Well, that would be more like it, more carrot than stick, wouldn't it? Because if you said to parents, like, if you can dob in a knife criminal, then we will probably sort your shower out, or you'll get that new lock or the lock, we'll put the new hinges on.
Sky Plus.
Rather than saying if you fail to, you'll be out, because it's, as you say, very hard to demonstrate that they're withholding.
But parents, there is a factor that parents have to play in their children's lives, and they do bear responsibility as well.